Morning, everyone. It is Tuesday. It's July 14th. It's just about 8 o'clock. April and I got in July 14th? July 14th. So I want to come over here to the board and write down my manual AC tracking. So check this out. This is last year's 24 AC jobs last year. 25. 2026, 35, 45, 50 AC jobs or more this year. And I'm not sure why there's such a huge growth in the air conditioning work in my center. I don't believe it's because of marketing did a better job. It's possibly because my social media has drove more vehicles, or there's people not licensed in our area to do air conditioning repairs. I don't know. Anyway, it's a 60,000 mile Jeep. Was at the dealership. They said it needs an AC condenser. So they want me to diagnose and verify what the dealership said. They also have a service air suspension, so I'm going to move into that too. That's why I was loading up. Is the battery dead? No way the battery's dead. Because I charged it, that's why. And I wanted to talk about air conditioning repairs. You're probably wondering why I have these UV glasses on here. It's part of the visual inspection to confirm issues with your air conditioning system. The best way to identify leaks is with UV dye, and sometimes they just don't show up on your first go around if your system just needs a top off or it's low. Typically a few days later or a few months later or even a year later, it will show up on why your system lost its refrigerant. So we're gonna run a full scan on this and we're gonna see what's up. Ooh. Really, on this Jeep, I can't verify the climate control actually works properly. So I'm gonna try and give this to you the way that I see it in here. So we're going to use the UV light, and then, so down here in the corner, you see that? So right there in that corner is dye, and I'm going to show you through my glasses if I can get you guys set up. See if I can't get the lens, the camera, to get you guys to see it. No, this is going to be hard. Sometimes it shows up well, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, down here in this corner is a leak, and I'm just shining the light around and I'm looking for previous charged system, and this was a previous charged system. And then if I look right here in the corner on the condenser, see how far it goes over. So the light is just doing that, but what I want to do is try and get my glasses over the lens so you guys can see it. Stay with me. This isn't easy to do. There you go. And see how I move the light away? And then I move the light over in that corner. So that's all AC dye. And then I'm going to move the light over to the condenser over here where you see that it's not showing up yellow. And then you come over here and boom! So they have a pretty large leak right down there in that corner. All the flippy floppy camera stuff. I wanted to talk about this also, is that people get upset. I guess it's because of their financial situations, or they just really don't know what it takes to fix an air conditioning system. So I want to kind of put it in perspective for you. Most people have AC units in their house, window or other, meaning your main AC unit, And you'd be lucky to get 20 or 30 years out of your entire heating and air conditioning system. Keep this in perspective. Your heating and air conditioning system is almost no different than the one in your vehicle. Some have a boiler, some have natural gas, whatever the case may be. They all have a blower motor. They're all subject to ambient air temperature changes. And what I'm trying to say is, air conditioning units and heater units that were built 20 or 30 years ago, if not longer, really were well built with well quality materials. Different refrigerants over the centuries, but basically the same makeup as your vehicles HVAC system, heating and air conditioning. That you're lucky today to get 10 years out of your entire home AC system. Your entire AC system. When you come in for service, your vehicle is subjected to way more radical environments. Potholes, roads, road debris, bugs, this, that. You're driving off curbs, driving through potholes. Your heating and air conditioning system in your vehicle is subjected to so much more abuse. We're just going to pause right there. If you've ever purchased a window unit, you're lucky to get 3 to 5 years out of the entire window unit for your house. So why is it when you come to a mechanic like me and we do a primary inspection on the car and we're going to say, okay, here's the leak today on your 10-year-old or older vehicle. And I don't know what year this is, but I'm going to tell you. Well, I can't even see. You're going to help me see. What year is this? I missed it. (2016). So it could be a 16 or 17. This vehicle, 10 years old, if not 11 years old. Your air conditioner system in its entirety at home can barely make 10 years in your newer systems. Your window units that are newer can barely make 3 to 5 years. Why? Because I buy them and I throw them in the trash every 2 to 3 years. And they go from the window to storage, or they just stay in the window and are not under any environments like this truck here. So we have people get upset when they come in and we're saying, hey, this is what we need to do just to look at your AC system to see what's wrong with it, to try and bring it back to life. As far as industry standards go, your entire AC system should be replaced. Don't be mad at me, be mad at the manufacturers that you've supported your entire life, or the way that they built things. Don't be mad at me. So scenario would be is like, I'm going to do this AC condenser, and then I'm going to, once the leak's fixed, no matter how large or how small it is, then I can run this system, run it with the gauges on it, and then go through all the controls and to see if it works. That doesn't guarantee that it's going to stay working. Everything in the climate control system affects the air conditioning. Not necessarily heat, but the air. If you have a coolant sensor problem, an ambient air temperature sensor problem, you have a shutter that's malfunctioning, not leaving code behind, a sensor that's glitchy, climate control that's not working right. Sometimes we have to call you and say, hey, we need another part just to get it to work. And it's not like we're going to stand here and monitor it for 10 hours or drive it for hours to make sure that it stays working. If it's working under our inspection and a short road test, we're going to give you your car back. If a couple days later or a week later or whatever, it stops working for some reason or another, or it's glitchy, you will have to come back and spend more money. So here, we chase it problem by problem. Doesn't mean we're going to get it all in the problems, but according to industry standards, and I'm not the only HVAC guy around here, that it may be multiple problems on your 10-year plus vehicle. People get aggravated and upset with us. It's not my fault. I don't want to tell you you need a $5,000 entire AC system on your car and make it perfect. because in most cases we can repair it and keep it going for a long time without you having to spend $5,000 or $6,000 on replacing an entire AC system. Now, I've showed April a video yesterday of a guy who was servicing his AC system on his 15-year-old vehicle: compressor, receiver dryer, and expansion valve. The receiver dryer was part of the AC condenser, so compressor, AC condenser, and expansion valve. He didn't need all those parts, but the industry standard is there's so much time on this shit, it's time to be replaced. So I wanted to, open people's eyes here and put it in perspective, is that even your home units don't last 20 years anymore. Your window units can barely make 3 to 5 years. The entire system. So when a guy like me says, hey, it's this piece, let's get it going, or hey, we need a couple more pieces, it's sure way better than replacing your whole AC system. So it just seems like here, like when we have to call somebody back, it's a problem, or if they have to come back for more parts, unrelated to what's wrong with it, we have to fix the failed compressor. We have to fix the holes in the system where it leaks and get it up and running. Once you seal that system and puts pressure on other parts of the system, those other parts may start to fail or show problems of the AC system is not happy. This is the world we live in today. Long ago, in the 70s and 80s, you could probably more or less just replace a few small pieces and your AC system would be good forever. Those days are gone. So over here, this is just a baseline that the AC condenser has to be replaced. We're going to fire up the system, and this is a pretty large leak, and I guess the dealer dyed it before because he's dealer service, not us. And then I'm going to go through the rest of the car because it needs a 60K service too. On top of the air ride's bed. So I just wanted to give a little explanation there. I also watched another YouTube AC tech that said it was his third time going back to the job after he's worked on it. He probably didn't replace the whole AC system. And there becomes a time where, even for myself, my HVAC guy who comes to my house for 7 years, every year they're coming out and putting money into it. And then he said, hey, I could try and get it going for this season. I need $1,000. I was like, go ahead, go for it. If we can keep it going, eventually almost everything will be replaced. And then it lasted 3 days maybe, and he came back. He's like, that's it, dude. It's done. Like, we got to replace everything. It's just the way it goes. I was like, then replace everything, Home versus car sometimes is a little different. But yeah, I'm not immune to what heating and air conditioner guys say, like, hey, we've put 1,000, we've put 500, we've done this, we've done that. It's time to replace it. It's a 20-something-year-old system. Getting near a 20-year-old something system. The whole thing needs to be replaced. So we're only trying to be, trying to be that shop that isn't selling every air conditioning part under the sun to fix it. It's sometimes as it's failing on your older cars. 60,000 miles, air suspension's got a problem, AC's got a problem, due for a 60K. I'm going to run a quick scan on this and just see if there's any modules that have any issues, and I'll show you what's up. Heating and air conditioning system diagnostics for us anymore is past a visual inspection and touching your climate control. It's way past working for free. And Jude's got oil and safety inspection up there on the, we're going to run an all module scan on this Jeep. And the customer said, well, I don't want air ride. Don't ever buy a vehicle with air ride unless you're just leasing it for 3 years. Waste of money, inconvenience, and super expensive to repair. So body control module's got an issue. Radio's got an issue. Your radios are so full of tech today. So we're going to let this run just a few minutes. Just take some time.
Very quick question for you. When I was driving this at speed, I'd hit a bump and it would shake like that.
So on
Would
these,
that be an issue in the rack, or would that
from
be...
the front?
Yes.
Okay. So it needs lower control arms.
Okay.
And if you look closer to the bushings here or here, you'll see that they're wiped out. Hold on, now look, shine your light in there. You see the rubber's, rubber's gone?
Alright, because my first thought was struts in a rack, because the struts did sound noisy over some bumps, but other bumps it was like...
Yeah. So Subarus are the ones that shake like death wobble. So
And I needed your help spinning the rears.
okay. And you're going to say that it needs hub bearings. I'm just going to tell you it needs hub bearings.
Both tires are chopped, the one's really bad, but I think there might be hub bearings too.
So implausible signal received from suspension control module. Another air suspension control module code. Ride height sensor circuit open short to battery. Ride height air pump control component system over temp, meaning the air pump was running and the pump is over temp. Hopefully it hit protection mode. When I brought the car in, I did notice the front suspension was extremely bouncy. That's what happens when the air struts or air springs fail. This guy has no idea this car has all these issues. On the surface, he thinks it's AC and he has a warning light on. Implausible signal from rain sensor. Radio, I really don't care about. Plausible signal from body control. Liftgate latch, cinched latch secondary performance switch. Power liftgate closed direction, sector switch performance. So he's definitely got a bunch of codes here that he's really not aware of. Makes my life more miserable to dig into all these issues. Thanks for watching.